Hi guys, this is Mrs. Hall, and I am going to show you today how to do the next step in the Anagram project. So previously I showed you how to complete the sketch worksheet, color it, and then start drawing it out on either the 9x12 or the 8.5 by 11 inch printer paper. So right now I have my two finished drawings. I know this one isn't completely done, but I'm almost done with it. Notice how these contrast. So I use sort of warm colors here and more of a cool color selection here. That's not a requirement in terms of warm versus cool, but you do want to try to contrast these or make these different enough so that when you put them in the final product, there is a difference. So I'm going to first show you how to do the next step on the 9x12 paper, and then I'll show you the 8.5 by 11. So if I have the 9x12 paper, so that's the paper that you get from school from myself or Mrs. Joyce, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put my ruler all the way at the top, and I'm going to be making a mark every inch. So at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing at the bottom. So I just put my ruler on the table. Okay, I'm going to have to hold it in place. I align it with the left side and I make a mark every inch. I know I'm doing a descending order, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but since it's every inch, it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to make those marks. Now, what I'm going to do is I will put my ruler on the top mark. I will put my ruler on the bottom mark, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect those lines together. So again, we're going to do this portrait style view. So that means that it's the way you turn the paper is up and down. It's not sideways like this. It's up and down. So that's good to know because you may accidentally turn it the wrong way. And then if you do and you cut it, there's nothing I can do really to fix it. You could tape it, but it's still going to look kind of bad. All right, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to draw lines all over, connecting them. Just got two more. Then when I am done doing this first paper, because remember you have two papers, you're going to go to your second paper and do the exact same thing. So I would make a mark every inch on here and then connect the lines. Just to save time, I'm not going to do that on the video, but you get the gist. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to number this. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but it will later. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start, and this seems really odd, but I'm going to start on the left side of the paper, and I'm going to start with the number 9. So I'm going to number it 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to see why, because whenever we cut these out, it gets very, very confusing figuring out where they're supposed to go. So you want to make sure that you number it. You're going to do the same thing on the other paper. Once I get the lines on it, you're going to do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to stop and wait for the next video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show people how to do the 8.5 by 11 inch paper. So what I'm going to do with that, it's pretty much the same thing. I don't have a drawing on here yet because I did mine on the other one. So this is the printer paper. It's 8.5 by 11. So pretend this is like it's just like a comet. I don't know. This is my design on this side. Okay, so pretend I had it colored. It's beautiful, whatever. I flip it over to the back, and this side's going to be similar, but it's going to be slightly different because it's 8.5. Okay, so I'm going to put my ruler on the left side of the paper, just like this, and I am going to make a mark every inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But notice on the end, there's only a 1/2 inch left. We're actually just going to be trimming that off. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to move my ruler to the bottom half. I'm going to make a mark at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the previous video, Please note that you cannot have one 9 by 12 paper and then one 8.5 by 11. You have to either have two 9 by 12 papers with your drawings on them, or you have to have two that are 8.5 by 11. You cannot switch back and forth because of the way that this is going to go together. One paper will come up short, and then the other one literally, it'll be shorter. Okay, so I'm going to connect these together. Before I cut anything, I'm going to number these. So I'm going to start on this left side, and I'm going to start with 8 instead of 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this, I'm just going to put an X. This is nothing. That one is actually going to just be cut off. So if you're doing the printer paper, you can actually just go ahead and cut it off. Hopefully it won't mess up your design too much. Okay, then you're going to do your second piece of paper exactly the same. So you will have two at the end that have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I have not cut off this little edge yet, but I am getting there. All right, once you are finished with that, you are ready for the next video and you can start the larger piece of paper. Thanks.